Hey, what's up everyone? It's Miguel here. I want to thank you for joining me in my channel where I talk about leadership and leadership qualities to help you develop and grow as a leader. So if you're into that content, I want to encourage you to definitely subscribe to my channel as I post videos every Tuesday and every Friday. Now, we are continuing a 10-part series titled 10 Qualities of a Great Leader. I'll go ahead and leave a link above me here about that actual playlist that you can check out. Of course, I'll leave it in the description below. But today, as we continue forward and start meeting this halfway mark and past it, I'm talking about perspective. So stick around as we jump into this video. Welcome back to the channel. Again, my name is Miguel Lebron, and I want to thank you for joining me here today. I want to take a few moments to talk about perspective, but as a small recap, I just want to encourage you to check out the playlist as we have already spoken about a few of those 10 qualities of a great leader. Now, we've already spoken about leading from the inside out and preparing for the future, but in line with that of preparing for the future, today I want to talk about perspective. You know, being able to have perspective is such a crucial thing for the leader, for the great leader. It's necessary. It's imperative. It's easy sometimes to get caught up on all the things happening in our lives. It's easy to get caught up on the agenda and that we lose focus on what the big picture is. In fact, perspective is that. Perspective is that ability to see not just the micro things, but also the macro. Not just the things that you do every single day, those routines, those checkpoints, but also that big vision that you have for your team and for yourself, for your organization. Being a leader isn't only about the organization that you lead or the team that you lead or that project that you're the head of. Being a leader is also understanding that you're the one at the forefront, that you're the one leading the charge. Now, this may not always be with a team. Sometimes we have to recognize that as parents, we're leaders of our household, and we need to have a vision of what our household looks like. We need to have a clear-cut outcome of what we expect things to come. Sure. Listen, I'm a father of an 8-year-old, of a 4-year-old, and of a little baby that's only months old. But the fact of the matter is that as a father, I'm a leader, and they look at me as someone as guidance and someone that has a plan, and that at least has it figured out or somewhat figured out. And so again, perspective is so important. We can't get caught up on the moment and the macro that we forget about the long term. We can't get so caught up on the micro that we forget the macro. You know, a friend of mine, Vanessa Santiago, I've been helping her produce her podcast titled The Voice of Tamar. And what I'm going to do in the description below is that I'm going to leave a link to her latest podcast episode. She actually produced a podcast. The podcast was titled Take a Breath, take a deep breath. And in this podcast episode in particular, she takes a moment and just simply says, let's take a deep breath. You know, I got this beautiful scenery behind me. It's a beautiful sun shining down, wonderful weather. And the fact of the matter is that we get so caught up on everything that we have to do Monday through Friday. We get so caught up on what we have to do from sun up to sundown. We get so involved in the micro and the finite details that we forget the macro. We forget the big picture. We forget the why we started, why you decided to journey in this path as a leader. And as I said, being a leader isn't only for a Fortune 500 company or a startup or a church organization or a nonprofit organization or an after-school program. As a father, as a mother, as a parent, as a mentor, you're a leader. People are looking at you to kind of figure out what road they should navigate. And what I want to encourage you is that you should have perspective. Don't get so caught up on the now that you forget the later. This is why I said that it's very in tune with the previous recordings that we've done here, part of this series where we spoke about preparing for the future, because the ability to surround yourself with the right people to prepare for that goal that you have in mind for the future, that vision, is important. Surround yourself with the right people. You know, I always say surround yourself with people that will nourish your vision. And it's important to know, as we touched on that particular video, that you and I, we're not guaranteed 24 hours, let alone 24 years. We're not guaranteed any of that. And so we not only surround ourselves with people that will nourish the vision, but we begin to look around and understand, hey, one of these people may continue the mission even when I'm not around. But in the spirit of that, we need to have perspective. We need to have perspective. And I think in this day and age, one of the things that people are lacking is perspective. And so this is why I noted Vanessa Santiago's podcast episode, which again, I'm leaving a link to it below, and I encourage you to check it out, because of the fact that we just sometimes need to take a deep breath. We get so caught up on the micro. We get so caught up on those small, finite details that are super important that we forget the big picture. And a great leader, even in the face of adversity, even in the face of challenges, even when things are going your way, we still look at all of it. Perspective allows you to look at the micro and to look at the macro. This is Miguel from Rochester, New York, encouraging you to take a deep breath. And if you feel encouraged by this video, please hit the subscribe, hit the like as we continue to put out more content. I'll catch you on the comment section below and on the next video. Remember, surround yourself with people that will nourish your vision.